Good evening. Welcome to Marpeck Commons and to CommonWord's evening conversation with Karla Dueck Thiessen and the launch of her book, It Starts With a Breath, a book about mindful breathing, featuring students from Brock Corridon School. We're pleased that you have joined us in this wintry weather and that so many children and families are here. My name is Arlen. I'm the director of CommonWord. It's a national Anabaptist bookstore and resource center that's jointly operated by Canadian Mennonite University and Mennonite Church Canada. The program tonight will largely go unannounced. Karla's presentation will be followed by some leading in breath exercises and storytelling. We'll close the program with several door prizes. Please sign up on the back table if you haven't already done so. And afterwards, the book will be sold tonight at a special price of $19.95 at Inside CommonWord. And please stay around for a bit and visit. Karla has supplied cookies and juice boxes, and there's coffee and other refreshments at Folio Cafe. Please do get your book signed by Karla in the store and take time to browse. As many of you, of course, know, Karla teaches nursery kindergarten in Winnipeg, as she has for over 25 years. She's a member of River East Church. She's dedicated this book to all her nursery kindergarten students, and particularly her 2018-19 class who are featured in the book, and many of you are here. Karla is also a Reiki master. Practicing mindful breathing, Karla writes, is a simple, practical, important life skill that calms the nervous system, helping children and adults develop self-regulation, focused attention, and positive well-being. In an age of anxiety and high stress, this is a welcome book for people of all ages. Welcome, Karla.
Thank you for coming. It's so great to see faces from my classroom and also from past classrooms and friends and family. So I appreciate your support, and we want to celebrate the kids and their contribution to this book. And I have to practice what I preach, and I have to admit that my tummy's a little tight, my chest is a little tight, so I'm going to take a deep breath, and I invite you, take a deep breath in through your nose and out. And let go of your day and settle into this space. As a nursery kindergarten teacher, the essay by Robert Fulham called All I Really Need to Learn, I Learned in Kindergarten, illustrates many of the life skills I teach my students. Share everything, play fair, don't hit people, put things back where you found them, clean up your own mess, don't take things that aren't yours, say sorry when you hurt somebody, wash your hands before you eat, flush, warm milk and cookies are good for you, live a balanced life, learn some, think some, draw, paint, sing, dance, play, work. Take a nap, and when you go out into the world, watch for traffic, hold hands, and stick together. Be aware of wonder. That last one is especially meaningful to me. Be aware of wonder. In our culture with work, meetings, appointments, mini soccer, internet, it's hard to find time, but I don't think we can thrive without being aware of wonder and making time to be present, soaking up the moment. In my classroom, we start each day with awareness in the form of mindfulness. We create space to check in with our thoughts, our feelings, our emotions. We thank our hands and our feet, our minds and our bodies for doing all the amazing things it needs to do. And we wonder at everything around us through our senses. I've had the privilege of working with young learners for the past 25 years, and I can honestly say that my students have taught me so much. I love the collaboration of learning we share every day. But learning wasn't always easy for me. As a child, I struggled with inattention, and that made school very difficult for me. As a teenager, the stress and nerves that I had about homework and tests was overwhelming and debilitating. But I had an aha moment one day when I was watching CBC's skating coverage, the days before cable when there was only 3 channels to choose from. Kurt Browning had just successfully landed the quad jump during his long program at the 1988 World Figure Skating Championships. And in an interview, he shared how he had worked with a sports psychologist to deal with his stress and nerves so that he could perform to the best of his ability. Sports psychology was in its infancy at the time, but it focuses on how psychological factors affect performance. And in the interview, Kurt shared how the practice of visualization and cognitive strategies helped him to be in the moment and achieve his dream. He was talking about mindfulness. And a light bulb went off in my mind. I didn't have to be at the mercy of my fears and limitations. I could work with them. I could learn strategies to manage them and to help accomplish my goals. This was the spark in my journey towards learning more about mindfulness. The fundamental principles of mindfulness are focused attention, intention, openness to the present experience, curiosity, acceptance of the present moment, non-judgmental awareness of sensations, emotions, thoughts, and one's environment. Mastery of these skills leads to self-regulation. People have been practicing mindfulness for thousands of years, whether by itself or part of a tradition. The practice of mindfulness has its roots in Buddhism, Hinduism, Judaism, Christianity, Islam, and Aboriginal spirituality. It has only recently begun to be studied by Western science. Scientific research has shown that by practicing mindfulness techniques, the gray matter in our brain increases, thus increasing the density in the areas of the brain responsible for learning and memory. More and more teachers and schools are incorporating mindfulness and meditation into their curriculum. From my personal and classroom anecdotal observations, I have seen firsthand how mindfulness techniques enrich learning and nurture our mind, body, and spirit. As I learned more about mindfulness, I became more aware of my breathing and the breath of the people around me. I became aware of how important breathing is in mastering our mindful skills in daily life. And I don't know about you, but when I'm stressed or upset, I tend to hold my breath, or my chest gets tight and I breathe very shallow. Our breathing is influenced by the stimulus in our brain, and our brain works in 3 main ways. We have our survival brain. This keeps us alive on automatic, like keeping our heart beating. We have our emotional brain. That's our instincts, our impulses, our responses to things happening around us. And then we have our thinking brain, which controls our thoughts and helps us self-regulate. For the kids, I call this our yes-no brain. Our class has been learning this year how to tame our emotional brain, the part of our brain that overreacts and makes us want to shout or hide or hit when we feel hurt or sad. Every day we have things that happen to us that cause us stress. Maybe we're late for school, we have a test, a friend hurts our feelings. When these things happen, our emotional brain takes over and sets off a false alarm that we are in danger, and we overreact and we make poor choices. The good news is that we can train our brain to calm our emotional brain. We can train our thinking brain to calm our emotional brain. We can be thoughtful about our choices. Some ways that we can train our brain are by exercising, meditating, being mindful, and breathing intentionally. Mindfulness helps children understand their feelings and emotions. It reduces their risk of mental health issues. Mindful breathing relaxes the mind and body so that stressful experiences can be calmly observed, reflected upon, and responded to in a more positive way. Practicing mindful breathing is a simple, practical, important life skill that calms the nervous system, helping adults and children develop self-regulation, focused attention, and positive well-being. I have been incorporating mindfulness in my classroom for the past 6 years. This book came naturally last spring out of our classroom learning. we start every week with Mindful Monday, where I teach a mindfulness or breathing strategy that helps build the students' capacity for self-awareness. To highlight our learning for a school assembly, I made up a simple rhythmic poem about mindful breathing. And then I asked my daughter Julie to come in and help me, and we set up a big green screen, the kind that the weather reporter uses. And we took some pictures of the students acting out each scenario in the text. And then for our assembly, we put it up on PowerPoint. And at the time, we were learning about trees and papers and how books are made. So I thought, wouldn't it be neat if we were authors and we actually published our book as a keepsake for our year together? So we had a little print run, and it sold out, and the kids were so proud to have themselves in a book. What started out as a class project has blossomed into this book, a practical tool that is already used by other teachers, behavioral specialists, psychologists, teachers, parents, and grandparents to help children teach about the benefits and ease of mindful breathing. Some of my students would like to share some of their breathing strategies with you today, and I invite you to join along with them as they talk. So, come on up. So we'll start with Jack. He brought something today, and I'll show you what it looks like. And he's going to tell us a little bit about what it is and how it helps him.
It calms you down when you're mad or frustrated or upset.
And what's it called?
A calm down bottle.
Yeah. And what's inside?
Glitter. And water. And fruit color.
Yeah. And when you're mad, what do?
You shake it.
So when he's feeling overwhelmed or upset, he shakes it up and he sets it down, and he just takes a moment to watch all the glitter settle to the bottom. And as he's doing that, he's thinking about breathing and feeling peaceful and being calm, just like when all the glitter falls to the bottom and the water is calm. Thank you. We also did a book called Breathe, and we talked about a whale, and we practiced deep breathing. And we have Sydney and Annika. They're going to show us. It's called a Hoberman sphere, and you want to hold that? And they're going to tell you what they do.
Okay, then you hold the other one. Take deep breathing. When you take deep breathing, you breathe out, you breathe out, you breathe in. You breathe out, you breathe in. You breathe in through your nose.
And out through your mouth.
And out through your mouth.
Good job. Awesome.
The only way to calm down, sometimes to do buddy breathing, belly breathing, starfish breathing, and it's the only way you can calm down. Sometimes you yell or hit.
So they were talking about buddy breathing, and buddy belly breathing is when we pick a stuffed animal and we lay on the floor and we put the stuffed animal on our belly and we watch it rise and fall, because then we know we're not breathing shallow through our chest, we're breathing through our diaphragm in our belly. And then the kids were going to show you the 5-finger breathing. So I'll grab those things from your hands, and then you can hold out your hand. And I invite you to hold out your hand too. And Vicki is going to explain this one. You want to come over here, Vicki?
You have to start on your wrist and then breathe in and breathe out.
And you repeat. Good job. Thank you very much for your help. You can go sit down. I'm going to read the story now. Inside it says, "Special thanks to my 2018-19 nursery kindergarten families for their encouragement and support in taking this class one step farther. I had so much encouragement from the parents to keep going with this project. And I wanted to thank my family for their unfailing love and acceptance and belief in me." I'm not sure how this works. There we go. It starts with a breath. It's the first thing you do. On the day you are born, it's so natural to you. Breath keeps you alive, helps oxygen flow, and there's so much more you really should know. Oxygen's food for your blood. Cells need it for fuel, so you can have energy. Isn't that cool? Air feeds all your muscles, repairs every cell, cleans it as it goes, keeps you healthy and well. Breathing mindfully slow helps you go with the flow, connects your body and brain as you learn and you grow. Take a moment to settle, be quiet and still. Make time to be mindful and practice the skill. One hand on your belly, one hand on your heart. Your back sitting tall is a great way to start. Breathe in through your nose, then blow the breath out. Repeat and feel peaceful. That's what it's about. Take time to notice if you're happy or sad, anxious, excited, frustrated, or mad. It's the space in between breathing in, breathing out that helps you to learn what you're thinking about. Relax your whole body. Feel your breath rise and fall. Be focused and settled. Feel the good of it all. Getting ready for school or heading to bed? If you're feeling worried, take a slow breath instead. If you are upset, your heart rate will change. Your breath will be fast and you will feel strange. Oh, sorry about that. If you are upset, your heart rate will change. Your breath will be fast and you will feel strange. When you're anxious or mad, your muscles get tense. You lose your control and nothing makes sense. Take a deep breath of air when you feel like a mess to slow down your heart rate and lessen your stress. If you're all out of sorts and your tummy is tight, keep breathing calmly till you're feeling all right. When you feel afraid or sick or depressed, breathing slowly and calmly lifts the weight off your chest. Fill up your belly with a big breath of air. Be kind to your body and give it some care. Is that feeling you have stuck and waiting to leave? Let go of it now and remember to breathe. When you're feeling good, just sing, dance, and play. Breathe in the wonder, the joy of today. Breath's a gift that keeps giving. It opens you wide. It just takes a moment to feel peaceful inside. Just accept what you feel without judgment or fear. Inhale and exhale, and you'll feel calm and clear. I'll invite Arlen to come up.